What's cracking, everybody on YouTube? I want y'all to smash that like button and beat up that notification bell so we can get the notifications going to everybody. Because right now what we about to talk about is about to hurt a lot of y'all feelings. It's about to upset a lot of people. It's about to offend a lot of you people. And it's about to be one of the most unpopular opinions in a long time. But it's one of the realest opinions. So, before we get on the topic at hand, I just got back from shopping, grocery shopping with my wife and kids. And I told you guys that there may be a food shortage going on in America. So, get a lot of non-perishables. You know, that's not the only reason we're getting non-perishables, but it's one of the reasons. You know, we're working on moving into a nicer home for the kids, you know, in a better area. So we wanted to get non-perishables so that on the trip, because we plan on moving pretty far from where we currently live, if we still have any of the food that we purchased left over, it doesn't go bad during the travel. And, you know, so, but on to the topic at hand. This is about to be one of the most hated conversations and that you'll ever hear on YouTube. And it's one of the reasons why I can't talk politics with minorities and particularly black people. And trust me, I love my black people. I love black people. I love all minorities. But the problem is that minorities have a habit, almost an addiction to blaming other people for why they're stuck in a cycle of poverty, struggle, stupidity, and all that, right? And I get it. You know, we like to blame whitey for their systematic oppression, systematic racism, putting us in chains, prisons, and the ghettos. And that is a large, if not the main reason why black people are destroyed as a people. And we get that, all right? We've established that already. We've already, you know, stomped that fucking horse into the ground. It's a dead horse. We beat the dead horse already, right? And the seeking reparations at this point in time, it's retarded. All right, for lack of better words, it's retarded, because the reality of it is we still marching knowing damn well it's not going to accomplish anything. And part of the reason why it's not going to accomplish anything is because we're still destroying ourselves. The Black Lives Matter movement is a sham. It's all cap. It's bullshit. It's a scam. I don't follow it. And the reason why is because the main people you hear out, you know, pushing that shit, my son and Tamika Mallory, and I'm not bashing them, they don't even support it. They can't even, and particularly my son, he don't really, you know, stand by it the way he should. How the hell you expect us regular people who don't have our face on the news and interviews all over the place to stand behind a movement that could get you killed? We're not safe. You understand? Regular people out here getting killed. How the hell he getting arrested and let go? Right? Not just that, but how are you going to push a movement toward white people to love black people and black people don't love black people? Black people do not look in the mirror, and when they're forced to look in the mirror, they get angry and start pointing the finger. I can't talk politics with a black person, because when you do, they don't speak facts. They don't understand facts. They don't realize that the Democratic Party is not for black people. The Republican Party is not for black people. There is no party for black people. Period. There's no politician for black people, not even Barack Obama. Black people refuse to admit the only reason they voted for Obama was because he was black. Ignoring the fact that he's not even like full on black, like quote unquote nigga black. He's something else. Doesn't matter. Black is black, but still. That's the only reason they voted for the man. Not because they agreed with any of his political views, like he made any promises or proved that he was going to do anything for us, because the reality of it is, what did he really do? And there are black people that will argue that Barack Obama did this and did that. Are you seeing the results of any of that today? Are you seeing the results of any of that today? Or are you still struggling? You still on food stamps? You still on temporary assistance or housing assistance or whatever? Educational assistance, which is grants to go to school. Nothing's changed. You're still in a financial deficit. So, he did nothing. Donald Trump did more than Barack Obama. And I don't support Donald Trump, but I'm not going to hate him because of what the news and media outlets put out there, and the news already admits they lie. So, and that's another topic, right? Black people have a tendency to hate Trump and say he's a racist and say this. Every single one of our politicians, every single one of our presidents to some capacity was a racist or a bigot to some degree. We're still just now learning, those of us who weren't educated properly are just now learning that damn near every president before slavery's being abolished and after had some sort of form of a black slave. But yet you're going to hate Trump because he said a few racist things. He's supposed to be a racist. He's supposed to be a white supremacist. That's what America's built on. It's built on the slave labor and off the blood, sweat, and tears of slaves and fucking white supremacy. That's what this country's built on. There's never been equality in America. Never. Never been equal opportunity. You know why? Because a black man has to work 10 times as hard. The only to get where a white man could go with less of the effort. There's unearned advantages based on color of skin. So now, the only thing that remains constant in this country is that the poor will remain poor and the rich will remain rich. That's the only constant in this country. And yes, hard work will get you somewhere, but what they don't tell you is in the fine print that if you're of color, you need extra hard work to get half the distance. But that's not an excuse for why a lot of you motherfuckers, men, are 30 years old, 40 years old, still living with your mom. And not living with your mom, taking care of your mom. Living with your mom, and she's taking care of you. Yet you have different sets of kids with different baby mamas, and you don't live with not one of your baby mamas. So now your kids grow up and do the same cycle. Black people don't hold accountability. We don't like, and when I mean black people, I mean Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, nigga black, Jamaican, Haitian, right? Black, right? So-called black. You don't like when someone puts a mirror in front of your face and tells you your shit stink. When they make you take a nice whiff of the shit that you just took in your community. Black people hate that. You know how many times I've brought up the topic of black people spending decades on public assistance? Decades. Generations. They'll put generations through public assistance. And they could have worked, could have got a job, could have done this, could have done that, and coulda, shoulda, woulda, and wisha, woulda, and never accomplished a damn thing. And they get upset. And they get upset. Truly. My question is now, why is that? If you knew you fucked up and spent 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 10 years on public assistance and made no progress, you still live in subsidized housing, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you did it because you chose to not be able, right? Let me repeat that again. Chose to not be able to move somewhere better, that's your fucking fault. And you're a fuck up. That's neglecting yourself, your kids, and your future grandkids. Because you could have been further along in life. And somebody, and not just one somebody, but multiple somebodies need to mention this. This is a topic that needs to be talked about. Not the white man is the devil, not slavery did this and slavery did that and the white man did that. That's a discussion we need to put a note on and put it off to the side and put it on hold and take care of our own shit first. Fix our own shit first. Get rid of the fucking little nigglets out here killing the good kids and bullying the good kids and turning them into savages. And making them think, oh, not just get rid of those kids, but get rid of those grown-ass men who are 40, 50 years old talking about they an OG, right? And yet they not teaching these young niggas the consequences of what the fuck they do when they go out in the streets and they step off that fucking porch. And instead of putting some money in their hand or putting an opportunity in their hand or putting knowledge in their head, they putting a pack on them and tell them go out there and flip that, and not telling them turn that money into real estate, not turn that money into a bank account, not turn that money into something. They tell them to go buy rims. Oh, wait, no. They don't tell them that. They say, bring that money back to me. Feed me. Because I done been to prison for 10 fucking years and can't get a job, not even at McDonald's. Yeah, niggas don't want to talk about that. These old washed up ass niggas, yet these old washed up ass niggas wonder why the youth don't respect them. And when they come home and they want that respect on the block and take over the block, they get wiped out. Because these kids, they watch these mainstream rappers and see they got foreign cars, $1 million on their wrists, $1 million around their neck, and don't realize half these rappers got rented jewelry. They didn't pay for it. Rented cars, they didn't pay for it. They in debt, they owe the label. And they got you OGs who will damn near get on your knees and swallow somebody's kids to get what these rappers got. And you don't tell them how you was in prison crying to come home. Crying because you wish you wasn't there. Oh nah, you make it seem like shit was sweet. And that's not all of them, because there have been some that jumped on YouTube and told the truth. And that's what we need more of. But before we get into that, let's get back on the topic of hating Trump. See now, black people hate Donald Trump not only because he said some racist shit. Like I said, he's supposed to be a racist. I'd rather deal with a nigga I know hates me than a nigga that secretly hates me and I'll stab me in the back. I want a nigga to pull up on me with his knife out so I can see it, so I know how I should attack and how I should defend. Not a nigga who gonna wait till I'm turned around and I'm rocked to sleep to poke me the fuck up. That's what you should prefer. Oh wait, black people have a tendency to hate Donald Trump because he said, grab a woman by her, yeah, right? And you get the reference. But how many of these politicians, and they will go unnamed, allegedly was a part of child trafficking rings? And they've been exposed. This public knowledge. Look it up. Don't just watch the news. Go read something. Go read something. How many of these politicians are involved in child sex trafficking rings? How many of them been to Epstein's Island? We could. Yeah, we could.
And then do the salmon later.
Okay.
So,
You want to go to Family Dollar first? Yeah, should have go there first.
I can get the pants on Monday.
Alright. So, How many of them have been to Epstein's Island, allegedly? Do you realize how many celebrities have shared, and excuse my language, I'm gonna mark this video with not for children, but how many of them have shared pussy or shared cock? How many celebrities have slept with each other? How many of them know each other better than their parents knew them when they were born? Seeing their private parts more than their parents watched them when they were changing their diapers. Right? So, we know these celebrities share each other. And politicians are celebrities. The people we look at every day on TV, they're all celebrities. News, anchors, all of that shit. Everybody who's in the public eye is in some way, shape, or form a celebrity. They all are. It's almost like when you go to high school, you got the jocks, you got the goths, you got the homos, you got the nerds, you got the geeks, you got the whatever, you got the anime club, you got the back when I was a kid, the Pokemon kids and Digimon kids and the Yu-Gi-Oh kids and whatever else, whatever makes you click up, that's what you got. They all click together. So you got the mass media, right? That's the news, the TV celebrities, musicians, athletes, the politicians, all of that. They're clicked up against the regular people. And you got the YouTube celebrities, the ones who are at the highest level, in the middle somewhere. And then it trickles down to the lower levels. Right? And that's the craziest thing, is that we don't seem to realize. A lot of these motherfuckers, they all party together, they all drink, do drugs together, they all do all type of shit together. Same way you do with your homies on the block every day. They do the same thing. They do the same thing. They're regular people with more money and they're seen more. And people worship them. That's the only difference. So it makes you think half these politicians haven't had previous knowledge of the child trafficking rings. You know what's crazy? I brought that up about Hillary Clinton because a lot of people voted for Hillary as opposed to Trump. And they said, well, Trump is a pedophile too. Okay. If the presidential candidate going against Trump is a pedophile just as much as he is, but he's also locking them up, why are we not voting for Trump? If the concern was something like, let's say, they were embezzling money out of the country, they were stealing money from taxpayers, but the other presidential candidate is also doing it, and so is Trump, but Trump is locking up the other motherfuckers doing it, why are we not voting for Trump? I'm not going to push you to vote for a specific person. I won't do that. I'm not voting at all. And I'm registered to vote. But I realized once I got educated, I realized a long time ago that my vote don't count. Your vote don't count. I had teachers lie to me, tell me black people believe their votes don't count, because it doesn't. Black people think their vote don't count for the wrong reason. The reason why your vote don't count is because no matter who you vote for, you still have a politician that's not for you. No matter who you vote for, the politician's going to choose the wealthy over the poor. The politician's going to choose the wealthy over the poor because they're part of that class. They're going to choose self-preservation over the whole. I'm telling you now, the elites will destroy the world before they lose their seat in power. The politicians will destroy the world before they lose their seat in power. Sorry about that. I just learned a new feature on my phone. But let's get back to it. I said the elites will destroy the world before they lose their seat in power. They will starve you out, put a plague on the world because they're safe. They live in their huge cushy mansions and probably have bunkers under their home. While you live in a regular project buildings with gates and shit surrounding it, barbed wire fences. I literally could go to a projects I used to live by. and show you they still have barbed wire up. Real barbed wire. The shit rusty as hell, everything. You try to hop that shit, you done for. You shred it. It looked like a prison gate. Another project I used to live in has gates surrounding it. And you know what's crazy? If they wanted to, there's also a lot of buildings that don't, where you have to walk in the front door and then walk to your door that's inside your home, your little hut, like your little square cut out in the building. They have a door on the outside that locks from the outside. So if they wanted to, lock y'all motherfuckers up, they could just lock you in. And you don't have to ask permission to leave. And you know what's funny about black people, right? And they don't like to admit this and they get upset, is that we made it corny for you to take care of your kids. We made it corny for you to work hard, to get a job, work a legal job, and work hard. Mind you, I've done a lot of illegal shit when I was younger, right? Once I had kids, that shit stopped for real. But they made it corny for you to work hard, move out to the suburbs, and live in a house. They made it cool to live in the hood and live outside and be broke.
You want veal parm for lunch tonight?
Eggplant.
Eggplant? Alright.
Thank you. You want my card?
No.
Okay. They made it cool to leave your wife and treat her as a baby mama. They made it cool for you not to be married. They made it cool for you to sit on a stoop and smoke weed and get drunk while your lady at home with the kids and they talking about they hungry. How can we say Black Lives Matter and it don't matter to black lives? How can we sit out here and march, but we won't sit at home with our kids at the dinner table? We won't ask them how was school when they come home. We won't tell them do their homework. We made it cool to be fucking illiterate and stupid and not know math. Math is one of the only things in education that won't lie to you. Math would be the only thing in school that they teach you that won't lie to you. Yet, you won't tell your kid to make sure at the very least they're good at mathematics. You need to know how to count to get money. Kids don't know how to read now. Kids fucking around, just getting pregnant early. And black people proud of the image, that gangster image that we have. I'm a real nigga. But don't look at everything surrounding that I'm a real nigga image. Young pregnancy, fatherless children, lack of education, poverty, starvation, prison records. Nothing's changed. It's just getting worse. Our kids are dumb as fuck, killing the elders. And then killing each other when the elders ain't there no more to stop them. Yet we hate the president. Why? Because he's draining the swamps. The people that hate him the most are the motherfuckers who's getting ready to be gotten rid of. The people that hate him the most are the ones who are getting ready to be gotten rid of. If you're not breaking the law, you working hard. You've been working hard for the last few years to put yourself at least from the lowest class to at least middle class. You ain't got shit to worry about. I told y'all a long time ago in some of my earliest videos, start your own business. I told y'all a long time ago to be entrepreneurs. I told y'all a long time ago, stop chasing the drip. That shit comes. Oh yeah, I got jewelry. It's real. I got jewelry. And it's paid for. But I worked hard for it. I got a car. I got a roof over my head. And now I'm chasing a better roof over my head. Now I'm chasing a better car. Now I'm chasing new education. I'm chasing new heights to bring my kids into a community where they can feel safe. Where I ain't got to worry about when I'm at work or I'm in the studio or I'm out filming or I'm out doing whatever. Ain't nobody doing nothing to them. I don't got to teach them to be tough. I can teach them to be smart. I ain't got to teach him, somebody say something to you, somebody do this to you, knock him the fuck out. I ain't got to teach him that. Like, I had to be taught. Because where I lived at, you would be preyed on if you seemed to be weak. I fought almost every damn day from the age of, I want to say, maybe 8 up. Till I made the decision, I'm not going outside no more. Because every time I step that door, I got to hurt somebody. And after I beat this shit out of them, because I was winning a lot, I got to worry about I got to fight at somebody else now. And I just fought. I got to fight multiple people. I got to get stomped out on hot. And I ain't scared of that. But that's not the point. We shouldn't be teaching our kids about being afraid and saying that's soft. We should teach them about education. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in the book? It's the truest fucking statement. We still playing divide and conquer tactics with each other. We still voting Democrat thinking these motherfuckers is for us. We still voting Republican. Oh, we hate black people who vote Republican because we think they're sellouts. In reality, Democrats are sellouts too. People who vote Democrat are sellouts too. Because we have not seen one president who's promised us anything and actually done what they said they promised. Now they just being bold. They're not even promising us anything directly. But the things that we got to start looking at the bigger picture. The things that Trump is promising to white people, he's not directly promising it to them. He's saying it open. He's leaving open statements. So he's trying to keep guns in your hands. Legal guns. So stop committing crimes. Stop getting felonies so you can have a legal gun. Right? So you could have your legal hammer. And you'll be able to protect yourself. So him putting guns in white people's hands, he's also putting guns in black people's hands. If the politicians get rid of the guns, period, you can't protect yourself. You know why? Because white people, the ones that be in the woods, the ones we call quote-unquote rednecks, they got guns buried. They got guns from way back in the day. They got old-ass guns that still fire, but they don't consider them firearms anymore. They consider antiques. They know how to put them back together so they work. You've been on the block trying to get the latest Uzi. Not just that, but these motherfuckers been buying up land, swamp land too, all land, buying it up. They got private property and they keep motherfuckers out. They riding around on quads through bayous and shit. They know ins and outs. They know the lay of the land where they at. We don't know shit. We know the blocks and streets, and we only know our block. We ain't been nowhere. We too afraid to go over the next block and see somebody that's a cousin that we ain't seen since we was taking baths together type shit. Since we was in the sandbox. Because if we go to that block, or I'm a Crip, this nigga a blood, he gonna shoot the shit out of me. Or I'm gonna shoot the shit out of him. And I'm locked up forever. Or he a folk, and I gotta run down on him. That's the shit, the mentality we got. You think these motherfuckers you call retarded rednecks or cave beasts and all that other shit, these motherfuckers think that way? Nah. These niggas conquered the world. They took the world from us. We taught them our shit. We taught them our knowledge, and they flipped it on us. Before you can expect anyone to respect you, you got to respect yourself. We say that, our parents say that to us as a kid. Treat others how you want to be treated. But you need to treat yourself. If you want somebody to love you, you got to love yourself. You want somebody to respect you, got to respect yourself. Have self-respect. Okay? So, with that being said, smash the like button. Beat the hell out that motherfucking notification bell. Hit the comments. And tell me what you think. Speak your opinion. Don't be afraid. But understand, black lives don't matter to black lives, so why should it matter to anybody else? It starts in the home. Treat your kids to love themselves and love their community, and the next generation will be healed already. Peace.